Hi, my name is Evelyn, and my son attends Heavenly Made Creations Family Childcare Center located in Philadelphia, PA. I wanted to take some time to talk a little bit about how this pandemic has affected us, particularly as it pertains to loss of childcare. And I do have to apologize because I keep looking over to my left at my computer screen. I'm actually working remotely during the pandemic and decided to film this in between conference calls as I had a moment. And so, again, apologize if you see me glancing over to the left. But when I think about the loss of childcare, the very first thing that comes to mind is that our access to our village has really changed. I am originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I moved to Philadelphia back in 2012. Once I had my son and we had found Heavenly Made Creations Family Child Care Center, it was truly, truly, truly a godsend. Mrs. Laverne Cheeseborough, the other children and their parents really became our village. They provide us with endless amount of support, advice, so many things. During this pandemic, while she's still there, she's still supporting us from a distance. It's really hard to connect with her and to the other parents, just because, whenever you have to connect now, it's really connecting with me and my son. um, so access to the village has definitely changed. The other thing that has really been affected is really kind of balancing my ability to do work, also be mom, also be teacher, also be play partner, and figure all these things out. So typically my work day is an 8-hour day, and it has kind of shifted to 12, sometimes 16 hours in a day because I've had to break up those hours. So, I do a few hours with work, take a break, get my son together, do some activities with him, get lunch taken care of. Then I have to get him down for a nap. Then I do a few more hours. Then he wakes up from nap. We might go outside for a walk. Then I need to go back to work and do a few more hours. So fully been stretched out in terms of my ability to work and wear all these multiple hats, such as mom, play partner, teacher, and everything else. So it's like, before this pandemic, there was separation between duties and roles, and I was able to create boundaries around work and family life. And it's like now I no longer have that. My fiance, he's also an essential worker. And because we don't have childcare and I'm also working remotely, he's had to reduce his hours a bit so that I can take the conference call that I need to take, or do the work that I really need to do. And so, he puts on the hat of being teacher and being play partner, so I can kind of isolate myself to get some things done. So yeah, loss of childcare, truly been a challenge for us. And then if I take a step back and really think about how it's affected my son, he's only 4 years old. Early childhood education is so very important at this age. So he is missing a lot of the benefits of early childhood education that he would normally have, that he just doesn't have at home. My son is an only child. At the moment, I'm actually expecting, which is a whole nother video for another day about describing what it's like being pregnant during a pandemic. But because he's an only child, he doesn't really have the ability to interact socially with other kids. And children learn through social interaction. That's when they develop their social and emotional skills. And unfortunately, the loss of childcare has kind of put a pause on his ability to further develop those skills. We try our best at home as parents, but again, we can only do so much. The other thing is his routines have changed. So, we were really on a tightly scheduled routine, getting up, having breakfast, getting out the door, going to school. His school day was really structured around a lot of routines. We'd pick him up, we'd come home, we'd cook dinner, we'd eat, bath. Shortly after that, he'd go to bed. Now He sleeps in sometimes until 9 o'clock. You know, because he's sleeping in. Nap time is a lot later because nap time is a lot later. Then bedtime is a lot later. And that routine is just no longer existent at this point. I don't stress it. We try our best. I can only do so much. But do I very much appreciate how much childcare has implemented a structured routine in my life. And now that I don't have that, I'm like, oh, Lord help us. But, you know, the other thing is, you know, explaining a pandemic to a 4-year-old is not the easiest thing. Right now, my son knows that there are germs outside and that he has to wash his hands. Definitely when he comes in the house, a lot more throughout the day. You know, he sees us putting on masks as we go out and coming in and taking masks off. But 4-year-olds really don't have the ability to rationalize and understand these things. And so I think it's really just been a challenge for him to kind of grasp the concept of what's going on. He misses his friends. He says all the time. He asks where they are, what they're doing, when's he going to see them. And so, you know, we can just only reassure him that he will see them soon. We show him pictures of his friends all the time, pull up the old videos of them working through various activities at school, just to keep him reminded that that there will be a time again where he spends with them. But I think it's really a challenge when you have a young one at home. And again, I still need to work from home, and his dad is an essential worker. So at this point, all we can do is pray that, you know, this virus is over soon, social distancing restrictions are lifted, that we can all stay healthy, but more importantly, get back to our normal routines. I know I miss it. I know my son misses it. I know my fiance misses it. And we cannot wait for the day to wake up, eat breakfast, and drop him off at school. So with that, I just wanted to take some time, like I said, to just provide a little bit of perspective about how the pandemic, again, particularly loss of childcare, has been really affecting us. I hope you all take care, wish you well, and we will get through this. And we will see you on the other side.